This was supposed to be Devin Nunes, Trey Gowdy going behind closed doors at noon Eastern tomorrow. All of that has changed now. Under pressure from Democrats, the Justice Department is saying there'll be a second meeting with Democratic and Republican leaders about 2 p.m. Eastern. So I just got off the phone with Devin Nunes. He is fired up. He believes the Justice Department was playing around with these different meetings to try and maybe make it like there was daylight between Nunes and some of his colleagues, that maybe different information would be discussed at these two meetings. He told me this last-minute change by the Justice Department was, quote, weak and pathetic. He said, you can quote me on that. He added, I will be there at 2 p.m. to watch what they say to make sure it is the same intel, the same interpretation of the facts of whether or not there was spying on President Trump's campaign. He wants to find that once and for all. Nunes added defiantly, quote, this is why Americans no longer trust these guys, meaning at the Justice Department. See you at 2 p.m. So at noon, there'll be Nunes and Trey Gowdy, as I mentioned, heading to the Justice Department to meet with the FBI Director, Chris Wray. The Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, has obviously been in the middle of all this. Other top officials to dig deeper on whether there was one or more informants trying to penetrate the Trump campaign. Then at 2 p.m., the Gang of Eight. That means 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans from the Hill will go behind closed doors for a similar briefing amid signs that all of the pressure from the president in recent days is succeeding, at least, in turning the tables on Obama officials. Because also new tonight, James Clapper, the former director of national intelligence, is telling PBS that the intent was not to spy on the Trump campaign, but to figure out what the Russians were doing. A mile apart from March of 2017, when the president first charged that Obama officials had conducted surveillance, Clapper then falsely claimed it was not true at all. There was no surveillance. Now he's saying the intent was not to spy, leaving the door open to all kinds of things. All this leading the president to call Clapper a lying machine. And today he added it was a good thing for the country that he fired James Comey because of what he called the former FBI chief's quote-unquote tremendous lies about surveillance and other matters. Comey pushed back on the president, but notice that he, like Clapper, seemed to shift his story. Comey acknowledging some kind of surveillance occurred, but stressing it was regulated, tweeting, facts matter. The FBI's use of confidential human sources, the actual term, is tightly regulated and essential to protecting the country. Attacks on the FBI and lying about its work will do lasting damage to our country. How will Republicans explain this to their grandchildren? Well, while it seems, like a lot of pressure here, the president said he wants the truth. Listen.
We now call it Spygate. You're calling it Spygate. A lot of bad things have happened. I want them all to get together. They'll sit in a room. Hopefully, they'll be able to work it out among themselves. We're not undercutting. We're cleaning everything up. What I want is total transparency.
No one should trust anything they say coming out of that meeting.
I don't care who comes. I'm not in control of the invite list. The only thing I would ask, Dana, is if you're going to show up with an open mind and closed lips.
Well, closed lips. It seems like a stretch to believe there will be closed lips and no leaks. But getting leaders in both parties to have open minds about the truth may be an even steeper climb, as you know, Shannon.
Okay, so just to recap, because not long ago we got this information.
This is breaking as we speak.
I mean, we got this information from the DOJ about this intel briefing that they've been pushing for information about the source who was reporting back to the FBI.
That was in response to a subpoena from Devin Nunes. So that's part of the reason why he's fired up.
Right.
This was a meeting he's supposed to have with Gowdy and Justice Department FBI officials because it's a subpoena that Nunes pushed. So he said, okay, let's do that meeting. Now it's changing.
So that meeting's happening at 12. Then we have a list of the meeting that's happening at 2. All the same players are listed, including the Gang of Eight. They're added.
Including Nunes, because he's chair of the House Intel.
Okay, but
so he's at both meetings.
He's not on the list of the second meeting.
That's key, right. So that's interesting that you say that, because literally I didn't see that list because I was on the phone with Nunes as it was being put out.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why he's angry. You're absolutely right to point it out, which is that somehow the Justice Department and the FBI seems to think that at this second meeting, Nunes will not attend.
But he's planning on going.
Because he's planning on going. He said, I'll see you at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Because he's a member of the Gang of Eight. He is the chairman of the House Intel, the Gang of Eight, insider Washington term. The top Republican, top Democrat on House Intel, top Democrat and Republican on Senate Intel. You also have leaders in both parties. So the bottom line is, it seems like they were trying to say Nunes is going to get one meeting, and then we're going to go tell the other leaders in Congress maybe something else.
Well,
Nunes, I don't know if he's going to have to barge in or what, but he says, I'm going.
Or maybe they just didn't spell out his name because he is part of the Gang of Eight. But either way,
it seems hard to believe that they forgot his name.
He's planning to go to both. Okay, and thank you very much for all the late breaking stuff.